Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to my favorite video I like to do every month. We just experienced here in the Midwest 28 days of hell. That was February. It is March 1st, 2025, and yeah. So I'm doing my favorite video that I love to do every month. It's the decks I got in February. And I'm finishing my coffee. I might have a little bit more here because I kind of pounded that back earlier. My ice is all melted out of it because I like iced coffee. Yeah, we had really cold, lots of snow, just craziness in the month of February. And yeah, so without further ado, without further craziness, let's get into this. So the first deck I bought in the month, I actually bought, this is probably the first month that I can remember in recent history that I had a very even amount of decks. I have 7 decks. I have 3 tarot, 4 oracle. All 3 tarot were indie. 2 I bought previous to February and didn't get until February. And then when I bought in February, and then I have one oracle that was a indie, and then I also bought a book. This is Life on Svalbard. It's a huge book. It's this. This is her YouTube channel right here, Cecilia Blomdahl. I follow her on YouTube. I stumbled across her YouTube channel a while back, and decided that she had a great channel, and then she finished a book, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to support her. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. It's like $25 on Amazon. It's thick. It's like 4 inches thick. It's huge, a huge book. But it tells you all about Svalbard, which is the northernmost island on the North Pole, and talks about polar night, polar day, all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. It's really interesting. And I find her channel very soothing, so I bought the book. Yeah. So that was the first thing I bought in the month. And then the second thing I bought in the month was the Answer Oracle. I'm trying to kind of... I thought I had the thing where it goes up and down adjustment off. And it says it's off, but it's still trying to do it. Still learning things on this phone here, this camera. This is a Trickendale publication. They have a whole lot of decks on Amazon. There's like $12-15 a piece. This was the last one, I think. This is 2024. Yeah. The last one I saw. There's a couple more, I think, now, but I really dig, as a medium, I really dig their they're huge. They're thick cards. Love the backs here. But I really am digging their decks. I have quite a few of these now. And this one, the cardstock feels different. Because it feels like a nice matte, smooth on the back. And then it's kind of granulated almost on the front. Or vice versa. I thought this deck was pretty cool. And I've been seeing it. It was like $14. Really cool. Except for that guy. Which I left in because he's purple. And I'm like, ugh. But I do love the realistic images. I found you can use this as a mediumship deck. You can use it as a past life deck. You can use it as a story. You could use the words to write a story or a poem or whatever the case may be. They're very, to me, in that sense, very versatile, which is why I like a lot of these decks. I think this is number 5 now, but they're very cute, very different, and I really dig them, and they're not expensive at all, and the cardstock, I'm sure, will hold up for quite a while. The Truth Oracle is the last one I think I bought. It's really good. It actually made it into the top 10 of my oracles in 2024. This is the first one I bought of theirs this year. Yeah, that's the Answer Oracle. So that's the first deck I bought in February. The second one I bought was an Indie Tarot I bought previous to February, and it just took like 3 weeks to get. I didn't even get a tracking number. This deck is the Botan Tarot. This is the second printing by A. Mayako M. So I had been eyeing this deck for a while, and I wanted it. And then I was confused. This is a magnetic box. It's beautiful. It came with this little stone. I think it's lapis lazuli, because everything is blue. Gorgeous. Look at the back inside there. Gorgeous. The book, fabulous. The backs, gorgeous. The edging, blue again. I think it's indigo. Blue, gorgeous. This tower is the reason I bought this deck. It is a linen-y, you can tell it's linen-y, but it also feels rubbery. So I don't know what kind of overlay is on there. But I saw this deck for over $100 on this one site. And that's the only place I could find it for a while. And I'm like, do I want it that bad? Is it going to be something worth it? I really, really want this deck. I really am attracted to the Japanese artwork. The artwork is stunning, by the way. And then I watched, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name, but she was on YouTube, and she was showing off this deck, and she had posted the link, and it was a completely different site, which was the creator site, and it was $40, and I'm like, what? So I feel like the original site that I kept seeing $100 on, somebody was just trying to scam somebody, or they had the original first edition. But this is stunning artwork. I love, love, love this deck so bad, so hard. It's so beautiful. But yeah, she wound up saving me like a lot of money, because I was thinking about buying it for over $100, and it's not $100. I will post the link to this below once the video uploads. But it is kind of a pip deck, but it's still stunning, and I love it. And if you love Japanese artwork, look at that sun card. And I actually got a bookmark of the sun card when I got this deck, along with the stone, and then a little bit of incense, I think, too. Sorry, my voice is kind of in and out. Everybody at my job has been sick. We are normally like 2 days behind on work. Now, right now, we're almost 2 weeks behind, and we've gotten more work in that's just not going anywhere. So, if you ordered contacts in the last 2 weeks and you haven't got them, I'm sorry. So that was deck 2. Deck 3 is the Seasons of the Witch, Ostara, Oracle. Of course, this is the last in the series. And there's a rumor, I've heard a rumor that they're doing a tarot now, starting a tarot series. So I don't know if that's real. I don't know. But this is the Seasons of the Witch, Ostara, Oracle by Rockpool Publishing. This is the inside of the box. I have not used this yet because I'm waiting for April. I think March is that auspicious time of the year where you don't know if it's going to stay winter or if it's going to be spring is going to actually happen. So I'm waiting for this to be a fully spring month to use this, because look at the backs of that. Come on. My only gripe with this deck, I love the gilding here, but I wish it was more peach color here. I mean, it does have a peach tone, I think, a little bit, but I wish it was, instead of the rainbow silvery thing, I wish it was peach. Because all the rest of them have that type of color, but that's gorgeous. It is stunning, and there's so much stuff in it that's peachy. So much stuff in it that's peachy. And I've been using, you'll see that in my, look at the spring rain, gorgeous. You'll see that aquamarine. So that aquamarine is March, but I don't feel like, I want it to be fully enmeshed in spring, if that makes any sense. There's Aries too, so yeah, we can use this in April. Irish moss, love it. Because really, I mean, they're still expecting us to get more bad weather. We went from like a week ago, -6 and snowed almost every day, to 71 degrees yesterday. And I'm like, what? And all the snow melted within 48 hours. And we had several inches because it snowed for 3 days straight last week, or the week before this past week. And then all of a sudden it was 70 degrees. 3 days after we were at -6, it was 65 degrees outside. So here in the Midwest, you don't know what you're going to get this time of year. I mean, we fully expected February to be ice and snow, which we always get the worst of the worst in February. But March is that iffy month where you don't know if you're going to get snow one day or ice the next. We've even had some times where we were getting snow on, and all of that they have peach moonstone and a lot of peach stuff in the cards, which kind of is the thing that irritated me about the edging, because it's not peach. And there's so much peach in there, but that's a beautiful, beautiful deck also. And I cannot wait to dive into it. I've been using the in bulk all of February. I decided I was going to start using just the Oracle of the Month, but I don't know that I want to do that in March. Because March is a iffy, like I said, the iffy month where you don't know if it's going to be spring or winter. You really don't. Even if it's spring, it's not guaranteed that you're not going to get 6 inches of snow in March. So my son's birthday is March 5th, and I can tell you there's probably only been, he'll be 26 Wednesday, March 5th. And I can tell you there's probably only been about 5 times that it's been nice on his birthday. So, and then my mom is March 20th, which is the spring equinox every year, the first day of spring. And it can be, normally it's springtime, but every now and then we've gotten snow. So you never know in March here in the Midwest. So the next one is an oracle deck. That was deck 3 decks. The next one's an oracle deck. It's the mini or the pocket Coastal Curiosities Pocket Edition by Lennox Reese. This is an indie deck. This is the one oracle indie I have in here. I think I'm messing up the box here. Yeah, I don't like this tuck box, the top part of it, but it does bend down where you can actually pull it out real easy. I might actually make a little pouch for it. I decided, I was hemming and hawing about this deck forever, and then when I decided I wanted to go ahead and get it, the regular size went out of print. I'm like, oh no. And then I think sometime last week or the week before, I realized there was a mini and of course, or a pocket version. And of course, you guys know I love pocket or mini things, so I had to get the mini. It was only $20. It doesn't come with a book, but it does come with the thing that you can download the book. But she's so cute on this one. She's so cute. And now I think I need to get the Peculiar Pathways Tarot, which is also by Lennox Reese. I don't know. I don't know. I hear the Coastal Curiosities was going mass market, so when I found out it was out of print, I'm like, oh, that's fine, it's going mass market. But then I saw the mini in the indie version, and I'm like, I have to get the mini. And it was only $20, so it's no big deal. If it is not a rumor and it's true that it's going mass market, I will more than likely get the mass market version also. Just so I can have one for out and about and one for in the house. But it's stunning, and I love it to pieces. It's a linen cardstock. It's the same size as the mini Roots and Wings. So if you have the Roots and Wings mini, which I have, I don't even feel the need to get the larger Roots and Wings. So I may not get the larger one of this. Just so cute. So that's deck 4. Yeah. Deck 5 is playing cards. It's the Vincent Van Gogh playing cards. I went on another, went on an artsy fartsy kick this month, or in February. These are the backs. And every card is different. And it tells you the art below and what year. And it's just beautiful, and I love it to pieces. I love Vincent Van Gogh's work. I may actually try to create my own little tarot or even oracle deck based on not just his work, but other artists' work too. Because I follow a couple different groups on Facebook, and they're fabulous. And I'm just like, those would be beautiful for this card in the tarot or this card in the tarot. Like, to me, that would be great for the moon card, right? I don't know. If you guys, I know there is a Vincent Van Gogh tarot deck. It has these huge, ugly borders on them. And they all seem to be the same coloring. And I'm like, no. If I want a deck like this is why I bought this deck. It was like $7 on Amazon. Because everything is different. Every card is different. So, that's what I want in that. And I know there's a lot of impressionist decks out there. That's what I was looking for, is impressionist. I follow a Vincent Van Gogh group that posts his artwork, and then I follow an impressionist one. And I may try to combine those two to find and create my own little tarot deck, because this is fabulous, and I will be using it. I haven't yet, but I will be. So the last two are tarot, and they're indie. One of them I ordered several months ago. It was delayed, and then it came in February. Again, I think I did get a tracking number for this one, but it was like literally the day before I got it. No, scratch that. So the day before our huge snowstorm, it said it would be here. And no. So it's supposed to be here on a Saturday, the 8th, I think. Then it said, "Oh, we missed you. We're gonna get it out to you Monday." Well, Monday's when we started the snowstorm, so I literally did not get this for another week. After it was already in town, it just sat at the post office because no mail ran. Nobody ran mail. Nobody took trash out. Nothing for a whole week. But this is the Raven's Dream Tarot by MJ Cullinane. This is the second edition. For some reason, I'm not catching these decks. It's an indie deck, of course. Not catching these decks when the first edition is out for some reason. And I follow her site, so I don't know what's going on there. This is the Unfinished Business Tarot I have now, and this one I have both second printings. And I'm like, how am I missing the first printings of these? But this one, despite the fact that it has a beautiful teal here, it doesn't have an edging on it, but if I did I don't really change my indie decks because they're not cheap. These are actually cheaper. MJ Cullinane has kind of the cheaper versions of indie decks. The cheaper, her stuff's on the cheaper end. I love this Knight of Pentacles. Look at him. But they're so worth it because, I mean, they're high indie quality at a good price, is what I'm trying to say. But this one seems very dark. I love the Unfinished Business Tarot. It is, it's probably one of my top favorite decks of hers. But this deck, when I went through the walkthrough, despite the fact that there's bunnies on it and pink flowers, it feels so much darker than the Unfinished Business Tarot, and I don't know why. Look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous. 6 of Swords there. And we get a heart floating in the water. Like, There's something dark about this deck that I have not yet gotten into. I think I'm going to pair this with another deck this coming week. Despite the fact that we're in spring to almost summer-like weather, it is still technically winter. So I will be using this in the next week to come. Because I feel like I probably, if I hadn't gotten it sooner than I got it now, I probably would have gotten this. If I had gotten this in January or February, it would have been used I mean, I did get it in February, but if I got it in January or even earlier in February, it would have been used prior to now. But there's a lot of spring light things in here. But there's something in this that feels very dark, and I don't understand that. So that's why it will be getting used in the next week, because I don't feel like I can use this in the spring or summer. It feels very dark to me, and I just realized freaking moths right there, gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. All of her decks are. All of them are gorgeous. This is the first one I opened it, and as I'm doing a walkthrough, I'm like, oh, this feels very dark, and I don't know why. But I'm glad I got it. It will be used this coming week, the Raven's Dream Prophecy. And as I did my walkthrough, I felt bad because I kept saying crows, because we all know the Urban Crow Oracle, the Crow Tarot, but they're all ravens. And it's about dreams they've had, and it's right up my alley. So maybe that's why it feels very dark to me. I don't know, but I'm anxious to find out. So I'm going to be pairing this with another deck that I promised I would use in winter that I have not used yet. I promised myself. So the last one is also a tarot, and this deck was like $80 for all the years I've been doing tarot. And then the other day, it was $40 on there. It was half price, and I had to grab it. It is the Birth of Freedom Tarot. This is by Taroko Studios. I got it off Etsy. It is, and again, it's just, I've been into different art lately, and I don't know why, because I'm never really into art. This is Norman Rockwell artwork that they turned into a tarot deck, and I think, I used it this past week. I think it's fabulous. It is it's a matte cardstock, and it's hard to shuffle because it's a thick matte. But it's a very people-y deck. Look at that. Shuffled it with the full on top. Oh, and the Magician next. That's crazy. Did not plan that. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. If you like any kind of real art. He based this off of artwork that... he based his artwork off things that he saw in real life. And this is back in the, I want to say the Depression era, stuff like that, is what I think. Maybe I Googled it, because I don't think it says it here. But he based, and I did look Norman Rockwell up, but he did base his paintings and his artwork off of, things he saw around everyday life, And this takes place, I think, in the 20s, where we had, like, the, my cat is crazy. We had the Great Depression era is where I think this art comes from. And I think it's fabulous. Really fabulous. Like I said, I used it this past week. It actually surprised me. You'll see it again in decks I used for the month. But I love this Devil card because they're using a Ouija board. And I just think it's fabulous. Fabulous. I love that era here. And I love that it's almost like a piece of history in a deck. And it's a lot of Norman Rockwell's paintings in a deck. And I love it to pieces. So that is all the decks I purchased. If you notice, I have fewer and fewer decks. And I think it's just because I'm being more intentional with what I bring in. I'm not just willy-nilly bringing decks in. That being said, I just bought like 4 decks off Amazon last night. 3 of them are iffy because I don't know if they are actual decks or not, or fakes. And I bought them for that reason, to find out if they are fakes or not. Because they advertise as if they're real decks. They even have the publishing company on there, just like any other deck would. But they were super cheap. So, I don't know. We'll see. Super cheap. You'll see when I get them. You'll know. But that is all the decks I have brought into my collection as of February 2025. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good day.